Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Gimme That Take, the fastest growing live golf podcast of 2023. Stick around for more takes like this.
And the whole idea of having the team aspect, that's a portion of it of the game that allows for other players that you don't just mail it in. It's like everyone, like I'm out of it as far as individual standings go, but like my teammate fucking crushed it.
Yeah.
I still need to play
Every stroke counts.
a good golf game because I can still take something home. Like
Exactly.
I may not be in the top 10, but I can still guarantee that we take home a large chunk of change. So, my golf still matters. It's not like a nah, there, I did it. And the other thing is that these are professional athletes. The idea from those of us peons that just fucking watch the game, they're like, oh, they're not going to try as hard. Bullshit. They're professional athletes. They are playing at this tournament because of their competitiveness.
Right.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you all again so much for all the new subscribers and likes and all the comments on all of our stupid videos and poor golf swings. We really appreciate it. We wouldn't be doing this without you. So thank you so much. On this week's episode, we are taking you all the way through the Crushers GC historic win at Mayakoba. LIV Mayakoba was a tremendous success. Of course, Charles Howell III with his individual championship. We talk about some weird crap about my mouth. And of course, we get into the golden child of Papa Gulf Alpha and his words for Greg Norman, Sergio's reply, and so much more. Hope you enjoyed the show.
All right, so I think I've got like a Guinness Book of World Records thing coming. You guys have known me forever. Did you know?
Pervious.
Pervious, yeah, maybe. Did you know that I still have two baby teeth?
That's gross.
Right here. Uh-huh.
Makes sense.
40, I guess they've probably been in my mouth for like 38 years. Do you think there's someone out there who's got like 45-year-old teeth? I mean, 45 years, yeah, but 38-year-old baby teeth?
Well, I mean, in all technicality, you had those teeth in your head when you were born, so you have had them for 40 plus years.
Right. I'm saying like dropped, fully out, biting food for 30-something years. You'd think the things would fall out.
I mean, you got a lot of mileage out of them, which is fantastic.
Especially the things you've eaten. Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, if you were to ask, 9 out of 10 dentists or orthodontics if eating ass helps baby teeth drop, I don't think they have numbers on that, but
I'm willing to participate in that study. That's a guarantee. No, I've asked them to get in there with the little thingy and try to knock them out because it's really expensive to get teeth pulled. I don't know if you ever had to have teeth pulled.
Yeah, I've had 3 pulled out of my head.
Yeah, it's
because
expensive.
It's less expensive than a root canal, folks.
Where's this podcast going?
It's dental advice. It's dental advice.
Oh
I say this because I watched the post LIV Mayakoba show, and Charles Howell III has impeccable teeth.
He does have impeccable teeth.
Right? Like they're all perfectly aligned.
Phenomenal teeth.
So white. If you're listening, Charles Howell III, give me some advice on what teeth I should get implanted, because there's no way those chompers are
He
real.
does.
There's just no way.
He's probably got what are they called? They just
porcelain whites.
Yeah, they just put up their caps. They put them on top.
Yeah, but you can't put caps on babies. Oh Jesus, this is really going down.
This just got.
Let me take that all back.
Please, yeah. If somebody was just tuning in at that moment, that just sounds like a different podcast.
That's where this all started. You saw Howell's teeth, and you were like,
I thought the same thing though. Immediately, we had no previous discussion on this,
right?
But I thought the same thing. What unbelievable teeth he had.
You gotta look this up if you're out there and listening. All 16 of you, go online right now. Look up Charles Howell III teeth or smile. Get a picture of him smiling. Just perfectly white. There's not even like a little hint of he used to dip or something up there in the top. Nothing. My man's got beautiful
skull stain,
beautiful pearls, and $4+ million more to spend on his mouth after today. Holy shit!
Unreal.
Holy shit!
Good day's work. Good weekend's work.
This is Gimme That Crushers and Howell Victory
That's
podcast.
fucking right.
And I'm gonna let you do it. You can gloat. You're the first team in the history of this podcast to collect a victory. Go ahead.
Hey, it's a good win. It's funny. I very intently tracked the events over the last 3 days. The first 2 of which, I was working. So I had it playing on my iPad while I was making phone calls and talking to customers. But something that I really noticed that I was watching pretty intently is that you had a lot of great play from your secondary and tertiary players on teams. There weren't a lot of captains that were, at the top of the leaderboard. I think the northernmost I saw that I paid attention to most of the time was, Cam Smith and Phil Mickelson. Otherwise, a lot of the captains were kind of in the back, struggling with, at +1 or just -1 for most of the tournament. So that I thought that was really interesting. But it's fantastic that Crushers absolutely did what their namesake is, and crush the competition, and is starting off this season really strong. With a 10. I think they're ahead by 10 strokes.
Yes, they did. They finished ahead by 10. How did the captains do? I got it for you. Ready? Cam Smith, top scoring captain for the Ripper. For the Ripper, 6 under par for the weekend. Jocko.
And that was a bad weekend.
It wasn't a great Neiman. It wasn't a great Neiman. But of course he did what Cam Smith always does. He rolls every putt in. Oh my god, that guy never missed a putt. Jocko Neiman and Ian Poulter had the second best scores for captains. 4 under for. It is not.
Good to see Poulter play good.
It's not Torque, by the way. It's Torque. Torque. So Jocko and Poulter both 4 under. Kevin Na, a little surprising, with a 1 under for the weekend for the Ironheads. Good job by him. Bryson and Sergio both finished even par, Crushers and Fireballs. Phil rebounded on Sunday, had a nice round, 4 under. Got himself to +1 for the High Flyers, and that was just as good as Brooks did for the Smash at +1. DJ letting down the 4 aces a little bit this weekend, 4 over for the weekend. Actually had a really bad Sunday. I think he shot like 7 over.
Started well. Started well. Was right up there with the pack, and man, you hate to see it.
And rounding it out, Bubba 6 over for the Goats. And
made a couple nice putts though.
He did. Looked great. And Louis Oosthuizen shot 8 over for Stinger. So that's how the
character for him.
That's how the captains did. I took a lot of notes today on the Sunday round, trying to paint a picture of how it all went down. So bear with me really quick, because if you missed it, this is kind of my take on what happened. So Howell got to 10 under, took a 1-shot lead on hole number 3 today, and that helped his team get a 5-shot lead at 19 under, which they extended to a 7-shot lead the very next hole at 20 under for the Crushers. And then from there, you probably could have said it was over once Howell hit 12 under par. But Peter Uihlein was kind of still right there playing with him. He was 11 under with 12 to play. So Uihlein gets to the 7th tee. I talked about this hole with the Saint Ote in the center. It's like the caves and whatnot.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Did you see the drone go into the cave?
I did.
That was kind of cool.
I did. People are going to make fun of that. I mean, they used to make fun of the PGA for always showing the cave where nobody hits the ball because you can't drive it that far. You're like 25 yards behind there, so no professional is ever going to end up in that. They should move the tee somewhere and then make them hit driver.
Yeah.
Like move the tee up 35 or 40 yards or whatever, and then make them force. You cannot lay up in front of the Saint Ote. You need to swing driver on the hole. That would be freaking awesome. Just a tip for Mayakoba. They did awesome. It was a great event.
They did.
It was a great event. They really showed out that course. Anyway, so we're on hole 7. Uline's down 1, and he's out there in the fairway. His second shot from the fairway goes deep into the trees, and he was playing out of the jungle a bunch on the back
12th
nine, of
hole.
course. Yeah.
Oof.
He drops, and then he makes this unbelievable par up and down from like
Crazy.
nowhere, and you're like, unbelievable. But of course, Howell drained a birdie on the same hole. So,
Howell did
everything.
everything he had to do to win.
Every single thing. He was five.
No
he was already
mistakes.
5 under through 7 holes at that point, and he just was. Uline just had no. You just felt it then that Uline had no chance to catch him. The Crushers' smallest lead of the day, I think, was a 9-shot lead. They were like 24 under or something like that with 11 holes to play. That was as close as anybody got to them. Howell extended up to 14 under with 10 to play. That gave him a 3-shot lead. On hole 10, Howell just played perfect shot on the par 3, got a birdie, got down to 15 under and a 4-shot lead on hole 10. So, I mean, he's going to hit the fairway. He hit a bazillion fairways. He hit like every freaking green. I think he had like 50 greens or some unbelievable number. Most greens in regulation in the tournament. Crushers got up by 10 shots. They're 26 under with 8 to play. That's all it is. And then, of course, Jay, I'll let you talk about the tee on 12, which really, when you watched it, you watched Gooch, who had already fallen off the pace, and you watched him just yank one. I mean, just dead yank left. And then you watch, of course, Howell gets up there, smacks it right down the middle, the leader. There was never any doubt that he was going to put one down the middle.
Played the hole out. Parred it before they even got out of the woods.
Yeah,
great.
and Uline hit one. I want to say he hit a tree that was less than 150 yards from the tee box.
Yeah. It was dead into the woods. It was brutal. He had an option to re-tee, hit a drive 300 yards, have less in, but decided to, which everybody was like, what is he doing? He decided to take a drop in the woods. And after the fact, he was talking after the round, and he said that his caddy was begging him to go back to the tee and re-tee and not take that shot, not put himself in more trouble, because even when he got out, he ended up having 350 yards in, which is crazy. Right. But they were saying like the only window he had, he'd be 380 to 400 yards away still. So why not re-tee, put yourself another, 100 yards, 150 yards past that and have a less approach in, take your medicine. But he did it. He decided to take the drop, which was wild.
And then he put one like too far left behind that tree, and he couldn't even hit that. He couldn't even really hit a good shot. I mean, he ended up running one up there, but couldn't make the putt. End up with a triple. So
right.
It was obviously, it was obvious. I mean,
but that's what he was.
Howell
was just on cruise control today. He just had to not make any mistakes. If he didn't make any mistakes and he just played his game, pars were good enough to win once he got that lead.
Yeah, no doubt.
Considering everybody else, that was chasing, they all had at least one bogey along the way.
They were doing it to themselves. It was theirs to lose, and nobody could put anything together. And he was just on cruise control all day.
And I will say this, Aaron, it was really great that when we did our preview show last week, you said winner would be somewhere between 14 and 16 under. I mean, you were fucking. Too bad that wasn't a line. You would have hit on that.
It was a line. I didn't bet it. Don't get me started. I found that. I found the numbers 14, 15, 16 under. I wanted to bet all 3 of them, but I didn't do it. So I still made up, a McDonald's meal up on the tournament. So I'll take it.
Some interesting stuff about Howell.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to run down the leaderboard.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Howell for the Crushers, he finished 16 under, 4 shots clear of Uline for the 4 aces. Brandon Grace, 10 under for Stinger. Nice performance by him. He was steady all weekend. Paul Casey, 7 under, another Crusher. And then Brendan Steele had the round of one of the 2 best rounds of Sunday afternoon. And he showed out for High Flyer, got himself a T5 at 6 under with your boy Cam Smith. For Team Ripper, of course. And then for the teams, Crushers, actually they only won by 9 shots. They were 26 under, 4 aces, 17 under. Torquay at 13 under. And then Stinger and Ripper just missed out on cashing a little bit here. They were both each 1 shot. Each team was 1 shot off finishing in third place and getting a share of that 500 grand. We'll talk about the money more in a little bit, but anyway, break down Howell and tell me what you thought, Jay.
No, I just thought there was something I had read he's 43 years old. Hasn't really had a major big year since 2002 on the Papa Golf Alpha Tour. He was ranked ninth that year in the world golf rankings. And I think it said he was in the top 15 also. I'm sorry,
like
top
40.
15 world golf rankings, ninth in the money list in 2002.
He's got $40 million in his career, 40-something million.
Right, yeah.
A lot
and
of wins,
they said, so it's just nice to see him back on top after such a long career and really putting in his time and effort. And again, they said, which I agreed with what they were saying about him at the end. They said he's not necessarily somebody you're going to root for or be excited to root for, but you're happy when he wins because he's such a nice guy. So that kind of puts it into perspective on Charles Howell. Just a good guy, long career. Won some money. He was a good golfer in his day, but just hasn't won in a long time. So it was nice. I think it's 2018 since the last time he's won.
Yeah. He's only got like 3 professional wins before this. So
right.
It's pretty amazing. You said he made 40 million over his career thus far, and today he made 10% of that.
He did
and won.
Yeah.
In 54 holes. That's what LIV is, man. We'll get to the money. I promise.
Gotta
we'll get
love
to
it.
the money. I promise we'll get to the money. If you haven't been following us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter. I've been trying to post easiest and hardest holes every single round. I was kind of keeping track of that. And so you can see each round after the conclusion of each round, you can see which holes played the hardest for the pros. But overall, the 3 easiest holes, 5, 8, and 13. Overall, the 3 hardest holes were 1, 12, and 14. And so 5 played by far the easiest, like stroke and a half under par is a par 5. Very easy hole for everybody. The other 2, 13 and 8, were just almost a stroke under par for the field. And then hole 12 played more than a stroke over par. Hole 1 played.
That was
stroke.
a big turning point hole for a lot of people.
And hole 1 played a full stroke over par, and 14 played almost a full stroke. So if you looked back, and I did, at Howell's rounds, he played those 3 easiest holes, 5, 8, and 13. He played those 6 under, and the field played them 3 under. Okay.
Yep.
He played holes 1, 12, and 14 2 over, and the field played them 3 over. The difference?
That's how you win.
The difference, 4 strokes. The difference in his win, 4 strokes.
There you go.
And that's where he won it. He played the easy holes better than the field, and he played the hardest holes better than the field. He was the best golfer on the course.
Deserves it 100%.
100% deserving of the win. Yeah, Uline played his ass off. A whole bunch of guys had some really good,
Doesn't matter if a
rounds
tournament is 3 days or 4 days. That's irrelevant. You can't just have one good round in professional golf. You have to put it all together, and that's how you're going to win the tournament. So he was the most consistent golfer of the week. And you see Uline and even Matt Wolf today. A couple guys had some great rounds where they really put some good low numbers together. But it's a marathon, not a sprint. You got to put 3 good days of golf together to win.
Paying attention over the course of the weekend, would you say that it was Howell's preponderance with staying in the fairway, not taking risky shots? That's really what that did it for him.
Greens, fairways and fairways and greens. That's golf 1. Well, golf has gotten away from this, right? They've made all these courses longer and more forgiving for the long hitters. Mayakoba's El Camaleon is not that course. They
said you gotta place it. And Howell said that at the end in his speech too. He said, "I've played this course so many times. You have to be able to hit fairways. You have to be able to place the ball. It's not a demanding length hole or a course, but you need to be able to be a ball striker. Put it in the fairway and hit greens, and that's it."
And he did that every single round. He was just super consistent. He was basically hovering, top 10 from the shotgun start all the way through. Obviously ran away with it on Sunday, but he was right there playing better golf than everybody, or just as good a golf as everybody else on the course the entire tournament. So good for him. Awesome win. Let's talk about the money, because the money is awesome. Crushers, your boys, they got $3 million to split up between the four of them. $3 million. So that's bad. So Howell, he got his $4 million for winning, and you can add to that
750,
another 750K, another almost full million. Paul Casey came in fourth. He won $1 million for coming in fourth, and then almost another $1 million for being a Crusher GC. Bryson, he only took home 167K with a T23 finish, but ended up with almost $1 million going home with. And same thing for Anirban Lahiri. Finished 32nd, 150 grand, but walked away with 900,000. 4 millionaires on the Crushers already, and they only played 54 holes. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's undeniable that the money plays a big part here.
Aaron,
you said it from the first episode.
As far as the team aspect goes, is there a cash prize for second and third place team wise?
Yeah.
There is.
The four aces took home 1.5 million, and Torquay took home 500,000 to split. So, of course, Peter Uline, who came in second, he won 2.1 million, something like that. And add that 375 he got for his team coming in second, so he won $2.5 million this weekend. 2.5 mil in his pocket.
That's not bad. Not bad for shooting a 7 on 12.
Right. My boy who almost snuck in T5, almost got there, came up one shot short. Pat Perez people will say Pat Perez is one round wonder, but all three of his rounds counted for the four aces this tournament.
Right. In this type of event. I mean,
he's certainly made for these.
The team aspect, you can really help. You only need really one or two good rounds. You don't need three, but he did. He put 3 good rounds together that helped out his team.
Yeah, and he took home a cool $1 million. And Sebastian Munoz for Torquay, he got a T7, kind of under the radar. Didn't really see much of him on the broadcast. One of the disadvantages of the shotgun start, if we're going to be a little critical, is you want to see the leaders hitting their shots, but there's also a smaller field and fewer holes. So the guys who are like 5 or 6 shots off the pace, they did a good job doing the, what do they call it? Don't blink.
Don't blink. Yeah, they do the don't blink, which is nice. They
Yeah.
give you a couple recaps of stuff that you did miss. Maybe somebody drained a long birdie putt or hit a good drive or something in the woods. You get to see a little bit of that. But
yeah, he won $750,000 this weekend, Sebastian Munoz. So good for him. Good choice by him coming over to LIV. No doubt. He's obviously very excited that he's already almost a LIV millionaire. Brandon Grace -10, finished third, $1.5 million in his pocket this weekend. So good for those guys. A bunch of millionaires.
Which is more than first place on the other tour.
Yeah,
most events.
Yeah, I don't know what the Honda was this week, but I know no one was there. No one watched. Can't tell you who the winner was.
And then guys, that's on top of the guaranteed money that they get playing in LIV.
Sure.
Right.
So
even
there
the
are
guy,
a couple
even
people
the guy
I want to talk.
Yeah,
even the guy that finished in last place, he got something for his time.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Patty Reed shot. God, I don't even know what the hell he actually shot. But
a rough week.
He finished T38. He got 139 grand, and plus his 375. So you got $500,000.
Unreal, man.
Isn't that crazy? And it only
playing the sport you love.
The only
just
round,
showing up.
Yeah, the only round that Patty Reed qualified
round one,
for
right?
his team was round 3. He shot 3 over because DJ was so bad. Pat Perez shot 5 under, and Uline shot 3 under, and DJ shot that 7 over. So, Patty Reed qualified for scoring only in round 3. Anyway, Mac, who else you want to point out here? Obviously, you want to point out Camp Smith.
Is it just me, or was this typical Paul Casey? I love Paul Casey. I've loved Paul Casey. I loved his game. I love his personality. I love the guy. He's a good dude. I've watched him forever, and this is what he does. He day 1, day 2, he's in contention. He's in the talk. He's got a lead after, 36 holes. And then this is what happens. He falls off. He drops back 2, 3, 4, 5, and he just can't put it together. And I really want to see him take home a victory, but that killed me. And it was like, I thought in my head, I'm like, typical Paul Casey fashion.
He shot 70 today. I mean, he didn't play horrible today. He shot 70. I
No,
mean, it just
it's
wasn't
not
going to keep
horrible
up with
golf.
the
It's
63.
just
one bogey.
Yeah.
It's not about being horrible golf. It's not doing what Howell did, or somebody that gets on cruise control and can keep that lead or keep increasing the lead like Charles Howell did. He can't. Not that he can't. He's capable. This is his typical, this is what happens. And he puts himself in a position where he doesn't, take home a trophy, or in this case, a lot of money.
Well, he took home $1.8 million this week.
You understand what I'm saying? In addition, Brooks. What do we think about his game, man? He said, "Oh, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling frisky. I think my game's back to where it needs to be leading into this year's tour." I didn't see it.
Yeah.
No, he was.
He had a couple here and there, but I didn't see the Brooks of old by any means.
Yeah, he was never a factor. Of course,
looks like he put on some weight too. No,
yeah, he's a little thicker. The course maybe, right? Like he's not. I wouldn't call him the most accurate guy off the tee.
No, a little bit of a free swinger. I can go with that. A little
bit of a free swinger. So,
but I just feel like his whole game was not. It's not there.
Yeah, well, I think
still not there.
I think when we get back to the States and the courses are, like Tucson coming up, right? Like you're gonna see a 7,500 yard, 7,480, something like that. Right, you're gonna see one of those courses where they can go get it and not be penalized. Obviously desert golf, right? You can hit the ball pretty much anywhere. As long as you can recover from wherever you are. And so I think
did you see when Uline was in those woods? What's in those woods? It's impossible. It's not like where we play. We're not like Pine Straw, down in Georgia. I mean, you are in trouble.
No, they had
in
roots
those
everywhere. I mean, that shot that
it was Gooch on
Gooch
17, I think.
Those roots
sitting in a
the...
bunch of knotted roots sticking out of the ground.
Literally 4 inches off the path.
Yeah,
it's not like he was in 4 inches off the path, just outside the out of bounds line. Unreal.
No, I think he played they cut away, but I think he took an unplayable, right, Jay? I don't think he.
I think so. I was working at that point. I didn't see that, but
I'm pretty sure he
measured. I saw him measure out two club lengths.
Yeah, no closer. Yeah, he took an. I'm sure he took an unplayable and played it from the other side of the path.
Yeah,
I'm sure of that.
No, I was paying attention to it.
I got another one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
How many people have been saying, like, you see the memes and whatnot, LIV is a place where players go to die, right? All this stuff, like, they're way beyond their prime, or they're no good, they can't play with the best players in the world, yada, 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 let's go to LIV. I feel like LIV is just rejuvenating these guys' careers, giving them an opportunity to play in a different setting, more relaxed, be able to go at it a little bit more. I feel like it's not a place where these guys are like, all right, I'm done. I can't hang with these other guys. I think it's a chance for them to be like, let's go. I can do this. Younger guys, older guys, whatever. I'm ready to play. And I feel like they're playing their best. I feel like it's bringing it out of them.
I think a large part of it might be that, I mean, they're all professional golfers, right? But the idea that they can invest their time and their energy properly into playing the sport that they love without worrying about how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to take care of my caddy?
You need to make the cuts.
Make the cut. Like, you have that pressure off of you. You can focus on the golf, and that's it.
Right. And the insane schedule. You're right. It all comes into play because you have less time with your family. Oh, what am I going to do for this? It's crazy. So yeah, I get that. And
also, like, you don't have to worry, like, for the most part, everybody's playing at the same time. So everybody is playing the same conditions at the same time.
That is very true.
It's not like, you have a guy that, is starting later in the day and all of a sudden a storm rolls in or something like that. And
how many times we've seen that and the tides turn.
The course, obviously the way you play the course, everything changes. With LIV, everybody's playing at the exact same time. Now, yeah, something could happen, but for the most part, if it's sunny on one part of the course, it's probably sunny on the other part of the course. If there's a breeze, if there's a breeze, those few holes that were by, the ocean, by the actual like beach, it's going to be the same conditions for the most part, over the course of those 4, 5, 6 hours that everybody's playing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and we touched on it really briefly, but they talk about like the guaranteed money and how this is going to be like guys aren't going to be out for blood. They're not going to. That's probably the wrong term to use for live, but these guys aren't going to be out to try to win these tournaments. Bullshit. $4 million. I mean, even if you've already pocketed $100 million or something like that, $4 million is nothing to sneeze at here. You know what I mean? And Howell's got 40 million whatever bucks from his Papa Golf Alpha winnings already in the bank. He was out there to win that tournament. I mean, every shot he was focused. Even when he missed the green, he was, looking it over, making sure that he was going to put himself in the best position to not bogey a hole. Like these guys were out there trying to. I mean, if anyone thinks they weren't out there trying to win, come on now. Phil was out of this tournament. He was done. He was donezo after Saturday. He shot 67 today.
Yeah.
So don't give me that crap. I don't want to hear it.
And the whole idea of having the team aspect, that's a portion of it of the game that allows for other players that you don't just mail it in. It's like everyone, like I'm out of it as far as individual standings go, but like my teammate fucking crushed it. Yep. I still need to play a good
every stroke counts.
A good golf game because I can still take something home. Like I may not be in the top 10, but I can still guarantee that we take home a large chunk of change. So, my golf still matters. It's not like there I did it. And the other thing is that these are professional athletes. The idea from those of us peons that just fucking watch the game, they're like, oh, they're not going to try as hard. Bullshit. They're professional athletes. They are playing at this tournament because of their competitiveness.
Right.
If we got to do this every single tournament, I'm fine with it. If we got to highlight a guy who put his team on their back and helped his team win money, even though they wasn't in it, we can highlight Pat Perez. Guy was even par after 2 rounds, shot 5 under today. His score counted, and the Aces finished exactly 4 shots ahead of Torquay from second to third, and won his team an extra $1 million. $1 million.
Yeah,
on the back of Pat Perez's back 9.
I mean, how many did they win last year as a team? He knows what it takes. He knows that every little stroke every day, is going to count. So, and he knows what he's got to do.
The other nice thing, and they talked about it a lot during the broadcast, and I think that's great because it gets people more familiar with the fact that this is the way this tournament and this league and this championship kind of format is going to play. Is that if you're just there to collect a paycheck and you're not doing something for your team, you will get relegated. You will get cut from your team, and they will pull in some new guy from the invitational that's going to take your fucking place because they're there to play, because everybody has an understanding in this format and on these teams that we are all here to not only try and win individually, but win a big purse as a team. And if you're not going to pull your weight, we're going to cut you and we're going to replace you with somebody who's hungry.
Speaking of getting cut or being done with LIV, the classless wonder kid from Papa Golf Alpha had to make some comments resurfaced from Rory McIlroy last November.
Who?
Yeah. When he said this, and I quote Greg, and it's in Greg Norman, needs to go. He needs to exit stage left. He's made his mark, but I think now is the right time to say, you got this thing off the ground, but no one's going to talk unless there's an adult in the room that can actually try to mend fences. Okay. 1, shut up. And that's what Sergio told him. Just shut up. You are a classless fool. When Patrick Reed came up to you and tried to shake your hand, and you pretended like you never even met the man before, you played yourself. And now you're going to talk about Greg Norman, who, by the way, was, I'm going to say it, a better golfer than you. He just was. He's a more iconic golfer. He is. And Rory hasn't won a major in 8 years. How is he the poster child for this tour?
Yeah, he choked at the Open, lost to Cam.
Yeah, go win a major now. Don't sit here and talk about the other tour. Go focus on your game. Get yourself back to winning majors.
Not even just golf in the golf world, but Greg Norman was the most famous face in the late 80s, early 90s in sports.
Yeah, but Rory
Let alone
wasn't,
just the golf
Rory
world.
wasn't born yet, so he doesn't really get it.
Right.
And I mean, the other thing is that, you know, and we talked about this the last full show, you know, Full Swing makes you think that he has a lot of clout just because he, you know, he was the you know, sitting next to Tiger at that meeting for all the Papa Golf Alpha simps, you know, that, you know, oh, this is, you know, we're you have to show up and you have to, you know, blah 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 blah. I mean, if you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. So, you know, he has this thing in his head that he has some sort of clout. Fact of the matter was, you know, that later that episode it showed how he choked, and you know, the player that beat him left for LIV. So it's like, you know, at this point it's kind of embarrassing, but he seems to think that people should hear what he says. I mean, if it involves his tournament, then yeah, I guess if that's, you know, it involves his tournament, you know, what he's doing. Nobody gives a shit. They don't play with you anymore.
Yeah. And now, like, even now, he's not even the best, like, hasn't won in a long time golfer on their tour, because when they decided they were going to go and try to get young people to watch their game and change their game up and do something in like a simulation or whatnot, they went to Tiger. They'll always go to Tiger over Rory. They just will. And so if he thinks he's like making a mark, he's just drawing a target on his back. And so when he goes out at the Masters and doesn't win, the comments are going to come back. When Sergio, you know, I don't know if Sergio is in the Masters field. I think he is.
Yeah, he can play. He's a winner. He can play for the rest of his life, I
That's
believe.
right. Yeah. And so he, you know, when Sergio goes out and fucking tanks him in April, what's he going to say then? Nothing.
No, they'll get a comment from him, because I think he still feels that he has that clout, like I said. And it'll just keep him talking, because people, I mean, there aren't a whole lot of players, as far as I'm seeing, openly talking shit. So they want quotes from players that are talking shit, and he feels he has clout and a platform to talk about it, so he will.
But like the real good players on the tour, like John Rahm, can go on and talk openly about LIV and say, yeah, those guys are my friends. They were my friends before. They made a business decision for themselves. You know, that's not the decision I want to make.
But he can't, because Papa Golf Alpha won't allow that. He won't allow him to say, because you know, damn right, he's one of the, what do they call it? The 15, what Crispy was referring to.
Yeah. The group.
Yeah, that group of golfers who are leading the tour now. You know, he's in that discussion. So I guarantee you, they said, you know, you have to come to all of these tournaments that we're going to do, all the extended tournaments, as well as you can't say a bad thing about anything to do with the tour, or you can't befriend any of the LIV people. I guarantee that's in writing somewhere.
But like, here's the thing. Anything that is good about Papa Golf Alpha right now came from LIV. The elevated events, the higher purses. Like, these are, yeah, it's about the money and about work-life balance. And LIV knew that long before Papa Golf Alpha did. And so at least tip your cap and be like, hey, man, thanks. Now I only have to play in 17 events in 2023. Thanks, Phil. Not fuck you, Phil.
Yeah.
He comes off like a little child. He's just coming off like a little child.
And he still is a child, though.
Yeah.
And Phil, he didn't do anything to these people. They just don't like the business decision he made for him and his family. Now they hate him. Now they blacklisted him. Now they think he's this monster. It's disgusting.
Another more iconic golfer than Rory McIlroy is Phil Mickelson, and that's not even debatable. So we're not even going to spend time debating on that.
People will, but it's a joke.
It is a joke. It really, truly is a joke. All right. Did anybody play golf this week?
Why do you ask this? Well, Crispy might have again, but
no, unfortunately, I didn't make it to the simulator this week. And with this snowstorm coming, I don't think I'll make it on Tuesday.
Yeah,
but
I'm not looking forward to this.
We'll see.
There's really snow coming.
Yeah, no, we're expecting like 6 to 9 inches.
You know, typical New York February weather.
Yeah. First time your wives have seen 6 to 9 inches.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's used to 12. So.
Okay.
Well, at least since last week.
What was I gonna say? Next Sunday I'm playing. Me and Robbie got it set up, so I'll get some swings in and get some videos going.
Is this gonna be the first full 18 you're gonna play on the simulator?
18.
Okay.
We're not gonna go. Well, it depends what time we do a podcast Sunday night. So, but yeah, we're gonna get our 18 in, and I want to do a rate my swing, see what the people think.
79 degrees tomorrow. I got a little bit of a later tea time going. 11:30.
Eat shit.
Yeah, you suck.
I'm going 11:30 tomorrow. It's gonna be
I hope you later. Stub your toe on your way. Break
I just hope you fall and bust your face wide open. And you have to fix yourself because you're the only nurse around.
Knock those 2 little baby teeth out of your fucking mouth.
Oh, that would be that'd be the greatest blessing to ever happen to me. I hope my partner shanks one right off my dome.
Finally make some room for adult teeth.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I sucked last time out, but whatever. I got to play golf. Thank you all for a bunch of likes, but no, not real lot of comments on the rate your swing. Jerome's still running the table.
Mom always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
No, people had plenty of things to say about my swings.
Oh, they sure did.
Yeah. It's all right. I went and picked up a little tripod for next time. So I'm going to get some good shots next time I go and play.
I really hope you do take their advice to heart and that you change some things up. Like what's the first thing you're going to change, do you think, about your swing?
No, I widened my stance. Because after all the comments, I did go and play last Sunday with Austin. I played 18. I think it wasn't Bethpage Black. I played that the Tuesday before. One of the majors courses. And widened my stance up a bit when using my irons. I'm finally figuring out some stuff with my driver, hitting it better. Not perfect, but it's always a process.
Jay, what would you fix first on his swing besides the stance? Because you can't stand straight up. I mean,
I think like I mentioned, the forward press is strong.
Yeah, that hinge is crazy.
Take that out, allow the club loft to do what it's supposed to do. Keep everything a little more in front of your body, aligned with your chin, and I think it'll be a big difference right there. Slow down. I was talking to Austin actually the other day. He stopped by. He said that that's not your everyday swing. He's played enough golf with you that was a little exaggerated swing, trying to get it all dialed in, which is fine. But things need to be changed, but it happens over time. This is a good chance to take some advice from people you don't know and make the little adjustments when you're by yourself, going in indoor golf and just trying those different things, reading through the comments. Let me try that. Eventually something will click. But I think the forward press is definitely something we got to dial back. And I don't think I've ever filmed my swing from that front angle. So I definitely want to do that. I think it opens up a whole new discussion because you're like, wait, I don't know. I don't remember doing that, or I don't think I do that. But you might not even know how forward press you go. And I'm sure something with my swing I'll catch that I don't normally catch from getting, a video from the back.
Right.
So
it really exaggerated. You could really see the turns that you make in your swing. Like you could see on your backswing how much turn you started with, and then on your downswing or follow through, the way that you finished looking behind you, which I'm not quite sure where that came from, but that was quite the pirouette.
It was an aggressive turn.
It was get your
Aggressive.
chest out there. I mean, I get it. Like throw that chest out there to the target, but good.
I mean,
Lord.
listen, where did it end up?
Yeah. I never even actually asked
How
you. Like,
was the shot itself on the screen?
Oh, it was
sculled
to the right. No, I got under.
Right in
okay.
that cave at Mayakoba.
No, that would have been to the left. It would have been
Yeah.
to the left side. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
so I didn't get to play any actual golf, but today was a lot nicer. All the snow melted from the yesterday, so
Yeah.
now tomorrow we're gonna get dumped on, and
Mhm.
you know, New York is fun, so might extend our season a little bit.
If the indoor golf is open, I'll try and get a time to go and play a quick 18.
I'll keep you updated. I'll send some videos from the course tomorrow.
Shut up.
Still hope you knock your front teeth out.
It feels so good.
Baby
Speaking
list
of
teeth.
speaking of videos, if you guys have like stuff you want to actually see us do, I don't know who you are who wants to see us do things, but if you have,
Crispy has a tripod now, so
yeah,
we can really
seriously.
we can get it.
Yeah, you can get a view from my gooch.
Yeah, right. We can really Taylor Gooch it.
Yeah, put it right between my legs.
I'll put up some teeth pics for those of you weirdos who are into that.
Check out the
somebody will
undercarriage.
pay you money for those baby teeth. You better
Yeah,
pull
maybe I
them
should
out.
hold on to those things.
Put them in a little envelope. Somebody will want them.
Yeah, how about that? At 10,000 followers on YouTube,
That, that's a fucking good question.
Yeah, I'll mail you our 10,000th follower on YouTube. I'll mail you my 2 baby teeth.
And we'll videotape us pulling them out.
Does the tooth fairy still visit you when you're in your 40s?
Oh fuck yeah, those are baby teeth, bro. Those things got to be worth with inflation and whatnot.
Or like at 20?
With inflation.
A cool 20? A nice crisp
1981.
20?
We're
Yeah.
talking
I mean,
big time money.
That's dough. That's like a salary.
Talking live money.
Those are Cold War baby teeth.
Yep.
People don't understand.
Fossils by now.
Yeah, seriously.
Petrified teeth.
Give me that tooth story is going to be the name of the show.
Somebody's going to find those baby teeth someday and be like, man, there is so many tobacco stains on these baby teeth.
Oh yeah.
What the hell was going on?
Yeah, no doubt.
What baby was smoking a
What
pack a day?
baby was smoking? I mean, holy shit.
Oh gosh. All
With
right.
that.
This is like way off the rails now. Jerome, do your shit about
All right,
subscribing.
guys, it's that time again. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. If you're checking us out, take the extra 5 seconds, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications. If you're thinking about it, just fucking do it. Just do it.
We got like 3 weeks till the next live event, so we're gonna come up with some interesting topics to talk about between now and then. And we'll be here every Sunday night at midnight. So or
Appreciate
Monday
the
morning,
support.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and hey, just something I just thought of. If there's something that you want covered that we haven't touched on, let us know in the comments. Let us know,
We'll touch
reach out.
anything.
Seriously, especially Aaron.
Most of us have.
Let us know. Let us know. We'll cover it. We'll talk about it.
Okay. That's it. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Peace out.